MFA updates
Good morning and welcome to MFA Update, a weekly program that focuses on Thailand's international affairs and activities. I am Kimi or Kim Panik Nisagrai, your host. Today I bring you to Kun Prinat Apirat. She's the Deputy Director General, Department of International Economic Affairs, and we will discuss on the topic of APEC Informal Senior Officials Meeting between the 1st to the 3rd of December 2022 in Phuket.
The Foreign Affairs that Matter. Special guests from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is the MFA Updates.
Hello สวัสดีค่ะคุณปรีนัท
Good morning คุณพนิชนิชาค่ะ
Nice to talk to you on the topic of APEC Informal Senior Officials Meeting.
Thank you very much for having me this morning.
First of all, I would like to ask you, what is the APEC Informal Senior Officials Meeting and who will attend?
Okay, well, the APEC Informal Senior Officials Meeting, or what we call ISOM for short, is organized by the incoming host economy after the handover ceremony at the APEC Leaders Summit. So, and this is an opportunity for the incoming host to introduce their theme and priorities for the year. Thailand, we will be hosting APEC next year, and the handover ceremony took place earlier this month on the 12th of November virtually. So we will be hosting the ISOM during the 1st to the 3rd of December in Phuket. And our theme for this year, for APEC 2022, is driven by the BCG economy model, which is open, connect, balance, where we seek to be open to all opportunities, connect in all dimensions, and balanced in all aspects. And related to this theme, we also have identified 3 priorities. And the first priority is on facilitation of trade and investment, where we will focus on financial inclusion, greater ease of doing business, and creating an enabling environment. And more importantly, we aim to advance APEC's regional economic integration by initiating a refreshed conversation on the realization of FTAP, or the Free Trade Area of the Asia Pacific, through the post-COVID lens. We hope to take the lessons that we have learned from our experiences from COVID to see how we can further improve our discussions, since trade and investment, that's the core of APEC. Our second priority is reconnecting the region, especially in travel and tourism, in order to support the economic recovery. And we certainly see that the most urgent task is to resume safe and seamless cross-border travel. And we also hope to enhance and reinvigorate long-term business mobility in APEC in a more inclusive manner. And our third priority is to promote inclusive and sustainable growth. So here we hope to further explore and share the concept of the BCG economy and its contributions to how we can help address climate change and other environmental challenges in parallel with promoting robust and resilient economic growth. In addition, we also want to focus on advancing responsible business conduct and environmental and social and corporate governance as well. And under this, inclusive and sustainable growth, this will also include areas such as women's empowerment and also addressing the concerns of vulnerable groups for more inclusive and sustainable development.
Interesting. So what will be discussed in this 3-day event?
Oh, okay. So during these 3 days event, the ISOM will actually begin with a full-day symposium on the 1st of December, focusing on how to advance our recovery from COVID-19 towards a balanced, sustainable, and inclusive economic growth. APEC member economies, experts from international organizations, academia, as well as our youth will have the opportunity to deliberate on our expectations and priorities for our work for next year. So the ISOM will be attended by APEC senior officials from 21 member economies, representatives from the APEC Secretariat, APEC observers, such as the ASEAN Secretariat, the Pacific Economic Cooperation Council, and the Pacific Islands Forum. Not everyone might be able to attend, but usually these are the participants at these events. These meetings will take place all year, and they will build on one another, from the working level to the senior officials level, to the ministerial level, and then it culminates in the annual leaders meeting at the end of the year. I think some of us might remember, images of APEC leaders at Pachinanganan and the royal barge procession on the Chao Phraya River when Thailand last hosted APEC in 2003. For the symposium itself, it will comprise of 4 main sessions. The opening session will be where we will have high-level representatives from Thailand and the APEC region, as well as the youth, who will be setting the scene for the session. And our second session will be on from COVID-19 to balanced, sustainable, and inclusive growth, where we look forward to discussing how we can make post-COVID growth stronger and at the same time more inclusive and sustainable. The third session will be on open trade and investment, also in the post-COVID-19, where we will look at sustainable trade and investment trends and opportunities for APEC members. And the discussion will also center on how to advance APEC's regional economic integration. Again, this is where I mentioned earlier about initiating this refreshed conversation on the realization of FTAP through this post-COVID lens. And before the final session of the symposium will be on reconnecting in all dimensions, focusing on how to safely reconnect the APEC region, especially in the travel and tourism industry too. And we hope to, again, look at short-term travel protocols, mutual recognition of health certificates, as well as enhancing long-term business mobility. So as you can see, these topics, they all tie in with our theme and priorities. So this is our chance to officially introduce our theme and priorities for the year. And after the symposium, the second and third day, on the 2nd and 3rd of December, our SOM chair, Kun Thani Thongpakdi, who is the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, he will chair the ISOM, and the meeting will be discussing, Thailand's theme, the overarching concept for APEC 22, priority areas, and the way forward. So essentially, the senior officials will be laying the groundwork for the year ahead. The ISOM will also include a dialogue with the private sector, represented by the APEC Business Advisory Council, or APEC, and engagement with the private sector is key to APEC's work, and we very much appreciated the positive contributions from APEC. The chair of APEC corresponds to the host economy as well. So the APEC chair during Thailand's host year is Kun Supan Mongkonsuki, who is the chairman of the Federation of Thai Industries.
Oh, I see. So what's the next step for ISOM?
Well, after ISOM, so the ISOM is the first in a series of 5 senior official level meetings that are held throughout the year. As the name suggests, the ISOM is sort of like an informal nature and retreat style, and so for this, and so we felt that Phuket would actually be the ideal venue to kick off our host year, and we're starting with the ISOM, and then it will be followed by what we call SOM 1, SOM 2, and SOM 3. So SOM 1 is scheduled to take place in February of 2022. SOM 2 will be held in May, and SOM 3 will be held in August. And the last in the series, or what we call the CSOM, or the concluding senior officials meeting, that will be held in November during the APEC Leaders Week. So, and we plan to hold these senior official meetings throughout the country. It will be a chance to introduce delegates to the different regions of Thailand, and also showcase our unique and distinct, culture and local industries and products as well. And in addition, I think it will be a great opportunity to engage and connect with the local community and business. And we certainly hope to include our youth, who are our future and a key driver of our goals and aspirations for more sustainable, balanced, and inclusive development.
Finally, would you like to leave your message to our audience, please?
Oh, sure. Well, this will certainly be a wonderful opportunity for Thailand, and to welcome our guests and delegates who will be attending APEC 2022 next year. And this is certainly ties in as well as we reopen Thailand and we start getting back to business as usual. I think for APEC and for Thailand, this is a particularly significant year since this will be the first time that we will be resuming a full physical format after 2 years of virtual meetings. The pandemic is not going away anytime soon, and we are adapting and moving forward and living with COVID-19, and we are all moving towards this together. And so we certainly invite all Thais to participate, and there'll be regular updates throughout the year, and many opportunities to be involved in APEC.
All right. So thank you for joining me in this program, คุณปรีนัท
Thank you, คุณพนิษฐ์นิชา for having me again.
And that was Kun Preenat Apirat, the Deputy Director General, Department of International Economic Affairs. And as Kun Preenat just mentioned, that APEC meetings takes place all year round, building on one another, from the working level to the senior officials level to the ministerial level in the annual leaders meeting at the end of the year. And we have come to the end of the program. Don't forget to follow the YouTube channel MFA Thailand and Facebook page FM88 Radio Thailand English for more updates, and also Radio Thailand World Service. I am Kimmy or Kim Paniknita Grairak. So see you again. สวัสดีค่ะ
MFA Updates